Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We got AJ, Eric, and Rudo coming to you live as the Avs are taking on the Nashville Predators. Avs looking to go on a winning streak here. Predators on a pretty long winning streak here. Avs in a bit of an interesting situation in this game, right? They're coming off of 2 good wins, but it's against a schedule loss for Dallas, and it's against the worst team in the league. Nashville, a bit of a tick up, certainly, from Chicago. Still a game you're looking at as a must-win, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with my friend, Aji. Yeah, it is.
And look, it's an opportunity for Colorado to be above 500 on the road.
Yeah.
They're 14, 13, and however many OT losses they have now. I forget.
I don't even remember.
Barely above 500 in points percentage, and an actual win-loss still well below 500. So hopefully a team that is starting to figure it out on the road, but I'm not going to make any promises.
Yeah.
You've had 2 easy wins. Is this a risk of a letdown game, or do you think the Avs should be ready mentally today?
No, I think they'll be ready, and I think, you got the final exam coming up, which is the playoffs. This is take it as a practice exam, right? It's going to be a rowdy building. It's an early evening game. It's a tough building to play in. They're fighting for their lives, right? They're right there on the cusp of, playoffs, or right there on the walk card.
I think they're pretty safe, to be honest.
That's what I mean,
with you,
but still, they can't go on a skid.
That's true.
They've won 7 in a row.
Yeah.
So they put themselves in that situation. But as we all know, you win 7-8, then a lot of times you'll lose 3 in a row. You know what I mean? And it kind of then it puts you back to reality. It's like, oh boy, we weren't that safe. You know what I mean? And so I do believe that it's a great practice exam. The Avs to get back to being a good road team, to be in an environment that's hostile, and get yourself ready for the exam. That's coming up pretty scary. I mean, trade deadlines next week, then you got playoffs. I mean, it's usually they go hand in hand, right? So it's you're almost there at exam.
18 games.
Yeah.
After the deadline.
After the night, there'll be 20 left.
So then a couple this week. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah.
So, including the one on deadline day, it would be 18. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm looking forward to, taking the practice exam seriously and making sure that – and you got to keep pace with everything else in the division too, right? As we saw, Winnipeg drop, one of those – what do they have, 4 games in hand on Dallas and the Avs or whatever? It's one of those, like –
need them to lose a few.
They got to lose a few, or else it's going to be a – one-man race to finish. I mean, again, as long as you're playing right, and down the stretch and ready to go. So,
look, if Winnipeg wins 20 in a row, you tip the cap to them and say, good job.
Yeah.
Yep.
So be it, right?
We might talk about this more on another pod, but obviously the most recent Avalanche news, Curtis McDermott moved out. The reality of this move, yes, they get a 7th-round pick. They get a Russian prospect in Bardakov. But they're just freeing up cap space, right? This is
cap space, roster spot.
The first step in more to come for Colorado.
It has to be. I mean, if their deadline is they traded Curtis McDermott away.
Yeah. Didn't add anything, that'd be rough.
What's the point? I mean, it's nice to get the 7th-round pick, but you can look at their recent 7th-round track record and be like, they've screwed several of these things up.
They have gotten more out of Curtis McDermott than they have nearly 2 decades of 7th-round picks.
It's been bad for a long time now. They're late-round guys, so,
And good for him, right?
Yeah. Oh, great for
Curtis.
Good
for our buddy. I mean, then AJ and I can't argue anymore, and Rudo. But you know what? Good for him. He's Stanley. Like, your tweet was awesome yesterday. Whatever you said, more like, hey. Didn't have a spot really on this team, but has come in here, has played before, and he's a Stanley Cup champion forever. I mean, that's, he is.
His name is on the cup. We'll always remember him
awesome.
as part of that team.
Good citizen, fell down with the cup at the bar, though. But, that is awesome.
The way that we talk about, the way that we will talk about Jeff Hodges from back in the day. We will talk about Curtis McDermott from this era of Avalanche hockey.
Good team guy, and it was awesome. Good for him. That's a new life, new lease on life in Jersey. That division has gotten a little tougher lately with Rempe, and it seems to be like Reed, guys are starting to fight a lot more, and then not that again, you got to be able to keep up in the National Hockey League, and Dermy was. He wasn't the best, by any means, but you know what? He still played a lot of games as a defenseman in the league. He still, served the purpose, and he worked at his game, and this guy works at his craft day in and day out. A beloved teammate, so, hey, wish him the best of luck
of course,
on his endeavor in Jersey, right? So, but like you said, it's a great time for the Avs because it does open up some dollars and some space, and we'll see what's following up to that.
It's got to be something, man.
Got to be.
We're all just kind of in hurry up and wait mode, I think, for the Avs deadline at this point. But you don't want the Avs themselves to look that far ahead, right? You got a job to do tonight if you're Colorado. Team like Nashville, it's not going to be as open as it was against Chicago. That's not a particularly big statement by any stretch, but the Avs are going to have to figure out how to win close games on the road, particularly against a team in which they blew a game in the final minute.
It's too soon.
Still too soon.
If this is running into your eaters, we can skip it. But I'm curious, who is it? Whose shoulders does it fall on for the Avs to help be more effective in close games, particularly on the road?
I think it's Colorado's top D pairing, primarily, especially in their own zone. That pairing over the last month, you're looking at it and just saying, this is not what we're after.
Yeah.
They need so much more defensively out of those two guys when they're on the ice together that I would start with that.
They can't be actively losing you games at very least.
Yeah, you can't go out there against a third line from any team in the NHL. I don't care who it is, and just watch them. Oh, hey, look, they just tied the game against you or whatever. No. The answer is no. They can't do that. They need to be your stopper.
And I'll sprinkle consistent goaltending from Georgiev. Especially tonight on a test like tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a couple good games, but this is a big one. This is a big test, and then you want him to just keep going in that direction and no setbacks. When you hear about setbacks and injuries, and no setbacks right now in his trajectory. Want him to go on like we always say, a streak, right? You know what I mean? So Frank the Tank needs to come out of his body.
He needs to start to ramp up for the postseason. He needs to go into the postseason with confidence.
You said there's 18 games left after the weekend, next weekend. So.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
If he plays 14 of those, you're out of time, man. You need to start playing well now.
You're not asking for the world either. You're just asking for no more sub 900s, right?
I wasn't bashing. I'm saying, get a save here and there, quiet the building down, right? A puck goes in, another one goes in, the building goes alive. It's nuts, Sometimes a save or two makes a big difference,
Just nothing free.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Nothing free.
Nothing. Yeah, I like that.
All right. We do have something free for you, though, and that's Big E's 3 keys. So, free of charge. You don't have to pay anything for these 3 breakdown keys.
Let's go right now. We were just talking about it a little bit. Playoff habits. Nash is in a dogfight for playoffs. We know they're in, but again, they've won 7 in a row. So you lose 1 or 2, and then the teams that are chasing you win 1 or 2, and all of a sudden you're squeezing it a little bit, Tough road building, the performance. So we just talked about it the last 5 minutes. So tonight, playoff habits are a must. Number 2, match their desperation. They've been in playoff hockey now for probably 4, 5, 6 weeks. So just do or die for them. Intensity and hard work are a must. Star players, depth guys, everyone needs to be connected as 5-man units tonight, every shift. No individuals. I don't care if you're on the 4th line, 3rd line, 1st line. Let's get out there with a purpose. Be out there all connected as 5-man units. And then number 3, I just talked about it again. A little goalie duel. Saros is on a heater right now. There's been some rumors about him, all that kind of stuff. Who knows what they're going to do with him? They're going to trade him, not trade, but right now his stock's high as he's just on fire. One of the hottest goalies down the stretch in the NHL, and it's a great challenge for Georgiev. Be out to the task, outshine the other guy. Just asking you to outshine the guy down the street from you. Well, guess what? This one is one of the best in the league the last 10 games or so. Win the game within the game. So, big one tonight for Georgiev.
A crazy idea. Every time a goalie gives up a goal, the other goalie should have to, chug a beer or something.
Hell yeah.
Make his job that much harder.
That sounds awesome.
And I forgot, Nashville got punched in the mouth the other day,
Yep.
7 games ago, 9-2. I don't remember to who. They lost 9-2.
Haven't lost since.
Punched them out. They got punched in the mouth. They looked at themselves in the mirror and then have gone 7 and bagel since. So this is a team that's on a mission right now. So big test tonight.
Maybe the Avs can be Nashville's letdown game.
Yeah, just take care of business. This is...
Sure.
Nashville's outperformed the expectations of the preseason. Great. Yep. They're on a heater right now. Great. I don't care. You're much better than them. You're much more talented. Just go win this hockey game.
Agree.
Win. Crack a Coors Light. Call it a day. Easy.
Fly home. Again,
if you're trying to talk about this team as an actual Stanley Cup contender, you can't be like, whoa, it's a tough task going into Nashville to win. No, F that. I don't want to hear it.
That should be a team you're hungry to play in round 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go hunt them down and get them in round 1 again, because the last time you got them, it went well.
Yep.
I like that it's 5 o'clock over there tonight. You're not getting home at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
you know, I hate.
They'll be
it just,
home pretty
just
early.
Throws you off for a couple days when you come home, and I don't care if it's a short road trip, but when you get home at 3, 4 in the morning, it just kind of.
They'll be in bed by 10 or 11.
Yeah,
local.
So that's kind of nice. That
relatable.
Before you go to sleep, AJ, who's got to eat tonight? Who's going to go to Circle K, get their non-midnight snack?
I'm gonna go kill my car.
Still waiting for it.
Yeah, he had 2 assists last game, but you really want to see one of those wall-to-wall dominant performances. And he played fine against Chicago. And he didn't need to be special. It was not that kind of game. But you really would like to see, okay, there's going to be a higher intensity in the building today.
Yep.
The stakes are raised quite a bit. Just go and do it. It's been so many games now since we've really seen
he's fine to good. Yeah,
fine to good is how I would describe a lot of those games. You want to see a great one. You just want to see a great one to start to feel a lot better about him.
I'm gonna go with. I had my car written down, so I'm gonna go with Georgiev. Just the more I've been talking about it the last 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go with Georgiev as the Circle K eater of the night. Need him to be on top of his game. Need him to keep going with the swing that he's on, and like I said, no setback. Just keep going straight.
I'm going to take Jonathan Drouin on this one.
I like it.
I think he's been playing pretty well at times, and he's had some off games too in the last handful. That's fair, but a guy you want to see continued producing. You'd love to see him chase down 40 points.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the middle of this Nashville lineup. Trenton, Sissons, Glass is their second line. Jankowski, Novak, Evangelista, their third line. Go out and be better than that. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I'm going to say about
Tommy Novak, future Avalanche center.
Were you done with that pick? Yeah. So I'll add to that. The more you were talking, the more I realized you're naming those names, and I'm like, credit to Andrew Brunette. Bruno. We were talking about Baltimore. Yeah. Skip Jack's back. I remember Bruno playing against him in Baltimore, but former Avalanche guy. Was never given anything. Couldn't skate. Wasn't a big guy. Wasn't physical. Wasn't tough. And just a smart hockey player. And that's how he got by back then. And ask Joe Sakic today, I'll tell you, one of his favorite wingers of all time was Andrew Brunette. love playing with him, and they still have that relationship to this day because of their relationship on the ice. But Bruno's so smart and got the most out of himself, if that makes sense. And now he's getting the most out of those guys you just named, you know what I mean? And they're having success, and he's finding ways for them to, like you said, start of the year, probably not a lot of people picked him to make the playoffs with that roster, you know? I mean, I don't think I did. Did you?
AJ would never sleep on Barry Trotz.
It wasn't Trotz. It was Andrew Brunette. I specifically, in the video, I was like,
I'm
Andrew
trying to
Brunette
remember.
is why I have faith in the Preds.
Yeah, perfect. I love Bruno. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's he's getting the most out of those average NHL players. And right now, they're on a hot streak. Like, does that scare me? And no, I agree with you. Does that scare the Avs? Should it scare the Avs? No, but it's fun to see a guy that's a student of the game like Bruno, like, getting success right now and kind of having guys perform, you know, probably believing in what he's preaching, which is nice.
And then throw Tommy Novak into a suitcase.
Yeah.
Take him home.
Put him on the
Yeah.
plane after the game.
Where was he again in college? We looked at it the other day.
I don't remember.
I remember him in college, that's why. Then I liked him in Milwaukee because you're like, well, he's kind of sloppy, but he's like, again, he's like Bruno when he was playing, I'm telling you.
Make sure you go get your eating from Circle K. Make sure you're part of the Inner Circle. Go to CircleK.com/InnerCircle today to get a bunch of amazing rewards, including game day snacks on weekends. Fantastic deals with Circle K every single day. Go get it. Go eat some snacks, and maybe you won't want to throw a man into a suitcase anymore.
Well, I'm just trying to give him a better life.
Again, we don't want anyone to call the cops. This is sarcasm. We don't want AJ to put someone in a suitcase.
I don't know. I've always wondered what would happen if they swatted the bar. Please don't, though.
What's wrong with you, dude?
Just something I've always wondered how it would go down. And how many of us would die? Back to tonight's game.
This is how we lose sponsors.
Well, can't win them all. I think what you really want to see from the Avs, and I'm not saying you don't need an A game. You don't need the Avs to play out of their mind. You don't need anything special tonight. You just want to see a textbook quality hockey game.
Yeah.
From the Colorado Avalanche. And 9 times out of 10, that's probably going to be good enough to beat a team like Nashville.
Honestly, just play the same game that you played last time you were in Nashville. Just don't
Except for the last minute of it, yeah.
completely set yourself on fire in the final 45 seconds.
Yeah.
That's it, dude.
Don't do that.
Like-
That would be good.
And get some opportunities. Like I said, Saros is feeling it. And then I'm going to use your line, Aji. No freebies. I like that tonight. No freebies.
Yeah.
If you got no freebies, you got a good chance to win because Avs scores are better than the average around the league. You know what I mean? So Saros is probably a big test for him tonight when you see the MacKinnons and Rantanens and Makars coming at you. So, yeah, again, we can flip the script and say, the script, and say, yeah, big challenge coming up for Saros tonight.
For the record, Saros, a 907 save percentage, and a 286 goals against average, sorry.
All year, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the season.
No, he's just been hot lately.
A guy who, on the whole, has been slightly above average, not particularly special this year. So don't make him look like Connor Hellebuck.
No, but the last in that stretch, he's been awesome.
No,
That's why I was saying.
He's been amazing.
He's had some 930s,
But I'm
940s, you know.
Turn him back into the slightly above average goalie, not the all-star caliber goalie that he's been for the past 7 games. All right. Let's get to my bets on this one with Bet365. I took the super easy parlay. Avs to win, a Kale point, and a MacKinnon assist.
That's pretty good.
3 things that you put together, and it feels like they probably all add up.
You get a power play goal
with each other.
Yeah.
You get a power play goal, win one another.
Yeah.
Here you go. You got them all.
I'm either going to get them all or get none of them, probably. That's the way it's going to go. Plus 230.
That's a good one.
It's a lot of minus money bets that add up to some plus money if you
That's
parlay
okay.
them together like that. So go with the big dogs to keep it going. MacKinnon obviously at 100 points. Kale, AJ's eater for the night.
Num.
On paper, I understand in the game it's different. The Avs should be as good or better in every category when it comes to Nashville, yes?
By far.
Yeah, the only area in which you would have a conversation is in net.
Sure.
That's it. Every other area, they are significantly better.
So go out and play like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes life ain't that complicated. First of all, I guess last of all,
Yeah.
go check out our trade deadline videos. Obviously, with McDermott out, that roster spot is open. The Adam Henrique video just dropped today. Obviously, the one everyone wants to talk about there. So,
Or not talk about because people are big mad.
now you can get our thoughts on it either way. Whatever you feel about the Henrique deal, that video is out. Any final thoughts for today's game from you two?
Yes, my dogs are off.
Okay.
Why?
Guaranteed win.
New floor from Empire, Rudo. That's why my dogs are off.
Got the comfy new floor.
Clean floor from Empire.
We're living the dream up here.
Yes.
Can you dial their number with your feet? 1-800-588-2300 Empire.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop. Also, if you want to get an Empire floor, make sure you get your winnings from Bet365 with the DNVR 365 code. You must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado, and please gamble responsibly when you sign up with Bet365. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. That's all I got. Good?
Loving it.
I already shouted out Coors Light, bro.
Yeah. He did.
He's already 4 deep. I'm kidding.
Oof. It's too early to be that deep, but might crack one or two. We are going to get out of here. No watch along today because the Nuggets do play as well, but we will be live post-game bringing it all down for you, whether it's a happy Avs win or a frustrating Avs loss. Tune in after the game. We'll talk to you later.
We all silly like the mayor.